First, let's take a look at the door. On the front of the door, there are two holes. There are two holes for installing doctor handles and brackets. First, we install the bracket using 1.8 screws. We pass the screws through the bracket holes and install them in the empty space on the door leaf. To install the shoe cabinet, we need to prepare a household Phillips screwdriver. We are recording this video for convenience. Next, our installer is using this electric drill. We use 1.8 screws on both sides to install the brackets. Sometimes the holes may be blocked by plastic. You just need to open them. Next, we install the small metal angle using the smallest 1.2 screw. The small metal angle is aligned with the hole below and installed. Some manufacturers may not provide this small metal angle, and you can choose not to install it. Then we find our partition. The partition is a 9-piece board without any holes. The purplish board is the partition. Then we use the smallest 1.2 screw to fix the partition in the slot of the bracket. The partitions are all the same width, so you don't need to distinguish them. Just fit them into the slot. Then lift it up and find the holes to fix it, using the smallest 1.2 screw. Our partition doesn't have holes, so just screw it in with the 1.2 screw. Here, pay attention that the 1.2 screw needs to be screwed in vertically. If it is screwed crooked, the board may split. But even if it splits, it doesn't affect normal installation. Then flip it over and screw the 1.2 screw on both sides. Then we install the door handle. We find the door handle and open the package. Use the yellow flathead screw from the large parts bag. Then, according to our handle, the screw passes through the back and aligns with the hole in our handle. And then it is installed. Then we take a partition board and install it, which can be divided into upper and lower layers. It can be inserted inside for 3 adjustments. Here, we can choose to fix the smallest screw on the side or not. This way, one door leaf is installed. Then, we install the side panel. First, find these 2 dark gray and 2 light colored boards. Join the black and light colored boards together, stand them up, and find the small hole on top. Install the wooden dowel, small wooden stick, into one side of the hole. Insert as many as needed. Then join the side with the hole to the other side without the hole. Align them until there are no gaps. And insert the white pre-embedded piece into the black threaded screw from the bottom. Next, we find our door stopper and place it next to the door stopper hole. Then, using a heavy object like a hammer or pliers, we hammer it in. Hammer it until it fits completely, and make sure the door stopper is fully inserted. This way, one side panel is installed, and the same applies to the other side. Next, we install the upper and lower baseboards. Install the black threaded screw with white pre-embedded piece in the designated locations, as indicated by the presence of the white pre-embedded pieces. Depending on the manufacturer, the hole positions may vary slightly, so align the baseboard according to the holes on the board. Flip the board over and repeat the same process. One board will have positioning holes, while the other won't. The board without positioning holes is the upper baseboard, and the one with positioning holes is the lower baseboard. Then we find 4 cabinet legs and align them with the positioning holes. Align each leg with one positioning hole, then tighten the remaining screws. If the positioning holes are different, we use 1.5 screws. Each leg should be secured with 4 screws using the respective positioning holes. This way, the baseboard is installed. Next, we find the handlebar, which is divided into 3 sections: upper, middle, and lower. The middle section has only one hole, and the board side has one groove. This is the lower handlebar. The section with a large and small hole in the middle, and a groove on one side, is the upper handlebar. The section without any holes in the middle, but with grooves on both sides, is the middle handlebar. We start with the upper handlebar and align it with the side panel. If it's the left side panel, make sure the door stopper is at the top. Insert the upper handlebar with the hole facing outward and the groove facing inward. Then take the middle handlebar and install it with the holes facing outward. Next, we take the lower handlebar and insert it with the grooved section facing inward. Then, we take the silver nut and tighten it from below. Pay attention to the silver nut's position. It has a groove. Lock it downward onto the black threaded screw inside and tighten it. Next, we take 2 back thin panels and insert them into the corresponding slots. Gently tap them in until the lower part is completely inserted into the lower slot. Leave only a small portion sticking out, and repeat the process on both sides. Then, we take the ventilation piece and snap it onto the hole of the thin panel. Next, we find the door leaf and the iron pivot. There is a hole on the side of the door, and we insert the long head of the iron pivot into the hole. Insert the iron pivot on both sides, and make sure to insert it fully. Insert it until it reaches the middle partition. The direction of the door leaf should be such that the upper door stopper is at the top. Insert the short head of the iron pivot into the small hole. This way, one door leaf is inserted, and the other two are installed in the same way. Remember, it is important to follow the assembly order shown in the video. If the order is incorrect, the shoe cabinet will not be assembled correctly. Make sure to insert the iron pivot fully. Then, take the other side panel and flip it over. Align it with the corresponding holes and push it in. Tap it gently to ensure it is properly installed. Then we move to the back side. Using the color nut, install it in all the corresponding holes and tighten it to the right. Next, we find the top panel. The top panel should be installed with the door opening direction in mind. This side is the top, and we install the top panel on this side's designated holes. When installing the top panel, you can place a foam pad or a book underneath the cabinet to lift it slightly, making the installation easier. Align the top panel with the holes and assemble it by tapping and securing it. Then, open the first door leaf and you will see holes inside the cabinet. Use the nut to install them. Similarly, install the nuts on the upper part as well. Install the nuts on all the holes available. Also, there is a hole in the middle of the backside, which also needs to be installed. The same goes for the lower part. Find the baseboard with cabinet legs and install it by aligning it with the corresponding holes. Tap it in place and use the color nut. Open the front and secure the remaining holes with silver nuts. Once you tighten the front, secure the back hole as well. This way, the shoe cabinet is assembled. Then, stand it upright. When standing it upright, be careful not to pinch the cabinet legs. Gently support it and lift it up. Now, the shoe cabinet is assembled. Check if all the screws are installed properly. The slim shoe cabinet needs to be fixed to the wall. We provide expansion screws for fixing it to the wall. These are the positions for the expansion screws. Use a drill to secure it to the wall for stability.